10年で総額7億ドル、約1015億円、1年あたり100億円超えのメガ契約は総額でプロスポーツ史上最高額となった大谷翔平。コンオフ、FA 市場で最大の注目を集め、今や時の人となっている大谷について、ドジャースのチームメイトが面白トークを披露してくれています。米ポッドキャスト番組、ドジャーブルーに出演したドジャースのマイケル・グローブ投手は、大谷のドジャース加入が決まった瞬間のチームのグループチャットの盛り上がり、さらに背番号17を譲ったジョー・ケリー投手の興奮ぶりを明かしました。また、ジョーは、
17番ではなくて、自身の背番号78番を選んで欲しかった。
と、大谷からポルシェをプレゼントしてもらった同僚を羨ましがる様子も見せていましたので、日本語字幕付きでご紹介していきます。
Fair. Well, I want to shift gears here. I can't have you on and not ask you about the chaos of the Dodgers offseason so far. I'm curious. I'll start with the Ohtani piece. Like, are you following this? Are guys on the team? Well, I'll ask about you. Are you following this in the same way that many fans are following this, where you're seeing the tweet about he's on a plane to Toronto and then, oh no, wait, he's not on a plane? Like, are you sort of day to day, minute to minute when that story starts to blow up like the average fan probably is? Or how are you interpreting or sort of processing that news story as it's happening with Ohtani?
Yeah, I mean, I'm aware of it. Like, every day, all you see on Twitter is what Ohtani's doing.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really like paying attention to it a whole lot until I saw news, like, I don't know, just like people thought he was going to sign in LA, and I was like, oh, well, this seems like it's pretty close. And then he did, and then all hell broke loose. So, yeah, we had some fun with that in the group chat and everything. But he was, that was a crazy free agency for sure.
And I'm not asking you to get in trouble. I know some of the stories about the group chat have come out and become public, but I mean, what is the reaction amongst your teammates when Ohtani signs? I'm assuming there's a reaction to Ohtani's a Dodger. I'm assuming there's a reaction to $700 million. I'm assuming there's a reaction to $68 million a year deferred. Like, how does that play out amongst the teammates of the team that Ohtani is about to join?
Yeah, I mean, I think mostly just everyone's excited because, it's going to be a circus with the media and everything coming up, but just a lot of energy for the team. And I don't think anyone is more excited than Joe, clearly. But so as soon as Ohtani signed, Joe was pretty pumped. But so, yeah, I think that, we had some fun with it, but obviously a huge contract for him and he earned it. And we're excited to get him on the team for sure.
Yeah. Is the Joe Kelly piece of this, like, what has that been like, where his wife's getting a Porsche and he's making the videos about giving the numbers? Like, that feels like just Joe Kelly's personality. So I can only imagine his presence in the group chats as all this is playing out.
Yeah, Joe's awesome. And he was really excited. I was hoping that Shohei might want to change to 78 myself, but but no, 17 it was. So
yeah, no Porsche for you, Michael.
Worked out for Ashley too. Yeah.
Not only Ohtani, obviously, then it feels like days later they go out and get Glasnow. A couple weeks later they go out and get Yamamoto. I've said on our show, there are fan bases that will go their entire life without experiencing one transaction as large as any of these three. As Dodgers fans, personally, we're spoiled because the Dodgers put three of these together, spent $1.2 billion in the span of like 3 or 4 weeks. After Ohtani, the hits keep coming. And there were, I imagine among the team, like among fans, there was an expectation of there was a belief that moves were going to be made, that guys were going to be added. Obviously for you, it's got to be mixed emotions with the Glasnow piece because a couple guys are getting sent out in a trade that brings him in. And so you mentioned sort of excitement, but how, there's a dynamic that I don't think as a fan I can truly appreciate when these transactions happen, because of the personal side of how this impacts individuals, guys that are getting traded, all of that kind of thing. Can you give us a window at all into how players are processing all these little details?
Yeah, I mean, obviously every move we make affects, not just a couple people, it affects the whole team and the roster. I think that the thing that we appreciate as players is that, and you guys should appreciate as fans, is that our front office is all in and, is dead set on producing a winner. And that that's, as players, that's all you can ask for, is to be put in a great situation to win. So that's exciting for all of us. Like you said, though, it's a couple guys that I came up with get shipped off to Tampa, and that's going to happen every year where some of us are gone, and that's just part of it. But yeah, there's a personal side to it where those are my buddies, and going to miss them. But then also getting some unbelievable talent coming in that hopefully I can continue to learn from and get to know as well. So it's exciting. And then there's also the personal side that, there's change every offseason. It's never the same team twice in a row,
また、米野球専門ポッドキャスト番組ファウルテリトリーでは、ドジャースのマックス・マンシー内野手が出演し、司会者から、
マックス、大谷と山本の2人も日本人が加入したんだから、日本語の勉強を始めないといけないよね。レッスンは始めたのかい？
と、煽り攻撃を受けるシーンが面白かったので、こちらも日本語字幕付きでご紹介していきます。
Max, we haven't talked to you since Yamamoto signed, and we asked you if you're going to learn Japanese for Otani. Well, now you have two guys you got to learn Japanese for. So have you started taking lessons? And no, we're not going to have the fart joke from Kratz again about how he knows how to say fart in Japanese. But have you talked to Shohei, and have you talked to Yamamoto, and were you invited to their big night out at Nobu?
No, I was not invited. No, I have not talked to them. I think they're pretty busy with a lot of the stuff they got going on right now. It's a pretty crazy time. It's a pretty great time to be a Dodger right now. I know everyone's excited to get going for spring, and once we get there, I'll have plenty of time to talk to those guys. We'll have 8 months to get to know each other.
Do you feel like Shohei will be a guy, because pitchers and position players don't really hang out that much? You feel like Shohei will be a guy that you're like, I kind of want to do this with Shohei outside of the field at some point. Like, is there something that you're like, I would love to go to Top Golf because I like going to Top Golf. What would you like to do with Shohei outside of the field that you're like, I wonder if he enjoys this with me?
I mean, from what I've heard, he's a big gamer. I wouldn't mind doing that. I heard,
what would you play?
I heard AJ talking about things you do on the road. I think most guys these days are into video games. So I would ask him. I'd say, hey, what do you feel like playing? We'll get it going.
What would you, if he asked you, you want to get on the sticks? What would be your go-to game?
Oh man, I mean, right now it's probably it's probably Call of Duty right now, right? That's what everyone's playing. But unfortunately, I'm not as good as I used to be with 2 kids. I don't have a lot of time to get on the sticks anymore.
Okay. By the way, Shohei's got to buy everybody those travel things, the travel cases for the whole team, right? With the PlayStation or Xbox in it, the TV. I'm sure a bunch of Dodgers guys have them, right? Where they have their own little compartment they carry with them, and they just set them up in their room, and boom, we have our own. But you got to play something against Shohei so you can win. You got to play like Madden, right? Because football's not huge in Japan, so you're like, okay, I'll be the Ravens, and you can be, the Panthers. Shohei, you be the Panthers, I'll be the Ravens. Let's play for like, $600 million and see who wins.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I think I'd have to wait a couple of years to get that payout, right?
True.
Might have to wait like 30 years to get that payout.
That's fine. That'll do.
また、ドジャースのチームメイトについては、イケメンで知られるジェームズ・アウトマン外野手と大谷の絡みにも期待の声が多く上がっています。アウトマンは26歳の外野手で、2022年にメジャーデビュー、7月末に昇格し、初打席で初本塁打を放つなど、わずか4試合でしたが打率点462と強烈なインパクトを残しました。昨季はシーズンを通してメジャーでプレーし、151試合に出場。ウォーも 3.3 と高い数字をマークしました。2024年も中堅のレギュラーとして出場することが予想されるため、グラウンドやベンチで大谷や山本由伸らとコミュニケーションを取るシーンが多くなることが予想されています。大谷のドジャース移籍が決まった際には、ネット上で
アウトマンって見れば見るほどイケメンだな。大谷とアウトマンのイケメンコンビの絡みが早く見たい。
と、新たなチームメイトに注目する声も上がっていました。これからも大谷の活躍から目が離せません。皆様からのコメントもお待ちしております。